This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Welcome to the SF Files. This is your host, BogusBird, and today is October 31st. Happy Halloween. I hope everybody's out there being safe, enjoying themselves, having a great time. And in the spirit of Halloween, I'm going to tell a few stories, first-hand experience, what Halloween was for me, how it used to be. It's not so much, well, you'll see. What I'm about to tell you, it's not like that anymore. Right now, it's all about the kids, making sure that they go out, they have fun, they do the trick-or-treat. You know, I want them to experience, like when I was a kid. I want them to experience it. I want them to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves. But, that being said, I was once young. These grays here, they tell a story, okay? They tell multiple stories, all right? And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, the first story that I want to tell you, I have a friend who loves Halloween. She absolutely loves Halloween. What girl doesn't love Halloween, right? That's like Christmas to a lot of girls, right? Halloween. So my friend Michelle, I'm just going to say first names, no last names, just to, protect identity and whatnot, because some of these stories are kind of raunchy, right? So I'm just going to keep it to a first name basis. My friend Michelle, she wanted to do like a Halloween horror night. She just wanted to binge some movies. And we went to her place, her apartment, and we rode together. We went to Specs, and we picked out some beverages. She decided to pick up, for some reason, moonshine. Moonshine with like a little bit of honey in it. And I'm not the biggest fan of honey. Like I really don't like honey. It's never been my thing. Okay. And she was like, it's good. You got to try it. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. It's alcohol. I've never had moonshine. I've heard stories about how it's really strong. It's very potent. And, I wanted to try it. So she buys the moonshine and, I get, it was me and my date. So I got some wine coolers for her. And, just in case Michelle gets tired of that moonshine, there's some wine coolers there. And I also picked up like a bottle of whiskey and some Coke, and I was good. We were good. We were set to have a good night. So we go back to her place, and her boyfriend, he's not there. Her boyfriend's not there. Her boyfriend was at a band practice. That's what he was doing. He plays in a band, and they were at practice. He's out, and we're just hanging out. So we start watching these movies. We start watching. I don't remember what we watched. We watched the first movie. And we're casually having our drinks. We're casually having the Jack and Coke. We're having some wine coolers. And she decides to bring out the whiskey. And I smell it, and it's like, oh, fuck, that's very, very strong. That's strong stuff. And she was like, well, it is kind of strong. She wants to sip on Jack and Coke too. It's like, all right, how about we do shots of the moonshine? I'm like, okay, I can do shots of moonshine. Like, I don't want a glass full of moonshine because A, it's got honey in it. B, I didn't want to get fucked up, but I wanted to drink some, right? So she said shots, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do shots. And if you recall, I don't like shots either, but I didn't want to get too fucked up. So I agreed to shots, and we did a shot, and you know what? It actually tasted very good. It wasn't overpowering. It wasn't too strong. It was the perfect mixture. It was very, very good. But I still didn't want to get fucked up. So our first movie finished, and we decided, hey, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's watch a zombie movie next, and we'll make it interesting. Whenever a zombie bites somebody, a victim, a person, we'll take a shot of the moonshine. And then we thought, well, it's a zombie movie. There probably won't be a lot of bites in the beginning of the movie, but probably a lot towards the end. So we didn't want to wait an hour and a half for it to kick in and then shot. We didn't want to do that. So I think we threw in one more, like just for kicks, like whenever somebody dies, we got to take a shot of the moonshine. So those are the terms we agreed to. And we began our horror movie. I believe it was Dawn of the Dead, the one in the mall. And for those of you who are familiar with this movie, we chose a bad movie to do shots for bites because I did not realize how many there are going to be in the beginning of this movie and in the middle and at the end. They just kept coming. I didn't recall. So, so we start the movie and it takes a minute to get started. And then boom, there's a bite. It's like, oh, we got to take a shot. We take a shot. And then, we wait. Somebody gets bit. Got to take another shot. Somebody dies. Take a shot. Somebody died. Somebody got bit. Another person got bit. Shot. It's like, fuck. We're drinking a lot of this moonshine early on in the movie. I was like, holy shit. Do you want to stop the whenever somebody dies? And because we were putting it down. We're putting them away. And Michelle, brave girl, she was like, let's just keep going. It's fine. I'm like, okay, it'll be all right then. So, needless to say, we get to the middle of the movie and I lost count at this point, how many shots we have taken of this moonshine. I know I was feeling it. My date was feeling it. Michelle was feeling it. She was fucked up. Okay. Before the movie ends, maybe 30 minutes before the movie ended, she decided that she's going to go to the restroom, right? She gets up, she walks out, me and my date, we're in the living room, we're watching the movie, and then her boyfriend gets home. He's like, hey, what's going on, guys? Like, hey, what's up? And he sits down and he's watching the movie with us, he's having a drink, and then he's like, eventually, 10, 15 minutes later, hey, where's Michelle? I'm like, oh, she went to the restroom. Okay, cool. Wait another 10 minutes. It's like, hey, I'm going to go check on Michelle because she is taking the fattest shit. And so it's like, wow, that's, I didn't want to say anything, but, at that point, that's the general idea that I had. But, she's a lady. I'm a gentleman. I'm not going to say anything, but this dude is like, oh yeah, she's taking the fattest shit. So he goes into the bedroom and like 5 minutes later, he comes out and he's like, yeah, she's knocked out. She's passed out on the bed. What? We drank her under the table. She knocked out. I guess she went to the restroom and she decided to lay down in bed, pulled the covers on. Night. It was done. It was over with. She had fallen asleep and she left us out in the living room. She didn't even say anything. It's hilarious now, but back then it was like, is she okay? Is she good? He's like, yeah, she's just really drunk. She's knocked out, bro. It's like, all right, cool. And so, we finished the movie. And, our friend there, the boyfriend, he took over. He had some shots with us and, we were pretty wasted. Yeah. And ever since then, every time I hang out with her and we have drinks, it's like, don't you get white girl wasted, so, and she knows what that means. And, now you do too. But, yeah, that was a night. That was definitely a night. It was fun. It's a good memory, Halloween stuff. And don't worry, she was okay. Everything was good. She just had a nasty ass hangover the next day, but all good. Another story that I got is actually at the Renaissance Fair. And for those of you who are not in Texas, that is an event where they celebrate like the Renaissance era and, where the people dress up like knights and the ladies are dressed up in those luxurious, gorgeous dresses and that sort of thing. They have different themes for every week. They run Renfest for, 2 months or something like that. And, the one that we don't go every year, but the one that we like to go to is around Halloween because everyone's dressed up and everyone's there for a good time, right? And during October, it cools down a little bit. It's not 90 degrees outside. And that's when I'm willing to go to the Ren Festival because I don't like going out there when it's fucking 90, 95 degrees. No, man. No. It's balls hot. I don't want to go out there. But when it cools down, October time, let's go. I'll put on some costumes. I'll wear some fucking fairy wings. I don't give a shit, bro. I'll go, right? But I'm out there to have a good time. Let's go. And so we go out there. This time we actually went with another friend. Now, at this point, I was dating my wife. We were together. She decided to bring a friend, and I believe her name was Abby. And, I've met her a few times. She was a cool chick. Really, really nice, really sweet girl. Now, at this point, I've known Abby for, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so. At the time, she was a registered nurse, and she did not have any downtime. Like, she was working hard, those long-ass 12-hour shifts, and, she was beat. She was tired. We hardly got to see her for, like, a year, give or take. And then, I don't remember why or how, but she decided to come out to the Ren Fair with us. So she took the day off, and we went off. We're out there, we're eating, we're shopping, and I'm buying beer. Okay, they had a beer, like a bar or something. Oktoberfest. Yeah, it was Oktoberfest. And, it was like a German theme, and they had the bar, it was all German theme, and they had all the beers up. And so we went out there, and when I bought a beer, and I got her a beer. And my date wasn't drinking too much. She doesn't drink a lot of beer, and they don't have a lot of mixed drinks out there. So she had to be the sober one. That's fine. Somebody has to drive home. So I'm buying us beer for me and Abby. And let me just say, Abby was a tiny girl. Okay. She was tiny. She's borderline hobbit. Okay. She's tiny. And, and she was slim. She was a small girl, very small frame girl. And my dumbass decided to get this white girl, wasted because she never goes out. We hardly ever got to see her, and she hardly ever got to go out, and she wanted to have a good time. So, so I decided, we're going to have some drinks, girl. We're going to have fun. We're drinking. So we have our beer. We pound it. We get another beer. We're walking. We get another beer. We're walking, we're buying, we're eating, we're getting another beer. That was basically the gist of it. We're walking around, we're having beers. I really don't know how many we've had. If I had to guess, maybe 8 beers in. I recall I felt the buzz for sure. But again, Abby was a small girl. My dumbass got this white girl wasted. Okay. But somehow she was on her feet. She was walking around. We decided to take a break because she wanted to stay for fireworks, which, at the end of Ren Fair, they do fireworks, which is really cool. But anyways, she decided to buy a corset while we were there, and she poured it on over her costume, and she looked great. While we were there, we kept walking. She finds like this collar thing, and attached to the collar is a chain. And so she's decided that she wants to buy it, but only if my wife walks her around with the chain. My wife, no hesitation, get it. And so
stay with us. We'll be right back.
Excuse me, brah.
Hey guys, have you heard of the Essay Files?
No. What's that?
It's a weekly podcast that discusses entertainment news. They focus on topics surrounding Marvel movies, TV shows, DC movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, anime news, pop culture properties such as Aliens and Predator, and various other geek culture series and movies.
That sounds awesome! I'm a huge fan of all those things.
Me too. I've been listening to it for weeks now, and it's really funny. The hosts are very knowledgeable about their stuff, and they always have a lot of interesting things to say.
So how do I subscribe?
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you can listen to a podcast.
Awesome. I'm going to do it right now.
You won't regret it. Oh my god. And then so Abby buys the collar. She puts it on and she gives the chain to my wife. She was not shy. She said, "Yoink, come here, bitch. Let's go." And she was carrying this chain for half of that night. She was pulling that chain. And she was just pulling. She's like, "All right, let's go." Letting her pull her. And yeah, that was fun. That was cool. That was hot. And when she was done with her break, had another beer. And that was the mistake. That last beer was the mistake. Because the sun was going down. Everybody was starting to gather at that little Coliseum area. We found some badass seats up front with a perfect view. We sat down. This girl she's bobbing. She's weaving. This girl is done. And at that point, I was like, oh, okay, no more beer. We're done. But I was too late because we sat in the front and we were talking, we were having a conversation, and she just threw up right there and then on the floor, right next to us. Luckily, there was sand on the floor. We covered it up as best we could, but she threw up all the beer. And, the crowd, oh! But what can we do? It was done with. It was over. We covered it up as best we could. And she fell asleep. She knocked out right there on the bench. We were right there with her, and she missed the show. She missed the badass show. This dude with the fire, with the whip, he lights his whip on fire, and he's just cha 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 cha, fucking badass. And the knights, they do some javelin, and it was really cool. Well, anyways, this girl's done. She's knocked out. The night is over. I have to carry this girl to the car, so I have to put her over my shoulder, and carrying her over all the way out to the car. I put her in the back seat, buckle her up. Off we go. And we get her home. By the time we got to her place, she had woken up. My wife walked in with her to make sure she was good. And everything was gravy. Gravy train. Yeah, she hasn't gone back to the run fair with us since then. That was that was quite a few years back. And that right there, when I'm drinking with Abby again, I said, let's not get white girl wasted. She knows what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. As you can see, I'm starting to have a track record here, huh? Well, let's continue that trend. Another story. This time, it wasn't my fault. This time. It was me, my wife. My wife is in quite a bunch of these. Yeah. Halloween party. House party. We went out in the boonies. I don't remember where we went, but it was far. It was like an hour and a half, long ass drive. When we get there, the hostess, she's drunk as fuck already. She's drunk. Like, we were a little late. She was drunk. She was gone. She was white girl wasted already. Not my fault. Already happened. Okay. So she was already drunk, and we got there, and we go in. And, we say hi, we're hanging out, we're taking pictures, we're having some of the drinks that was there. She made like a punch, and she just poured a big ass thing of rum in there, and she couldn't taste the rum. So I guess she just went to town, and she was wasted. She was done. Our friend that came with us just so happened to be Abby. And Abby, she likes to go both ways. Okay. Abby likes the guys, and Abby likes the girls. Well, the hostess, she was a cute girl. Nice fat ass. Abby noticed this nice fat ass. So, we're gathered around the watering hole. We're getting our punch. And Abby puts her hand on the hostess's ass and starts rubbing it. And she's like, "Damn, girl, You got a fat ass. And the hostess turns around and she says, thank you. And to my recollection, the hostess does not go both ways, but she was wasted. I guess she took the compliment. So we got our drinks and I go outside with Abby's boyfriend and we're out there, we're hanging out, we're having our drinks and we're just chit chatting. And the girls are still inside. And I hear this one guy talking to another guy. And what I heard was, hey, dude, there's some girl feeling up your girl's ass inside. And this was like 5 minutes later. So I was outside and I guess it was still happening. Like she kept touching her ass or something. And cause it was, like I'm saying, it was 5 minutes later and they're just talking about it outside. Like, hey, bro, this is, you know? So I'm like, oh shit. The host, he decided to go back into the house and I'm trying to look through the windows like, oh shit, do we need to go? Get the car started. Let's go. And, but then I see Abby and my wife coming out from one of the back doors. I'm like, okay, I think we're okay. I think we're good. And, I'm still trying to look through the windows. They were wide open, like seeing what's happening. And it looked like everything was okay. And, yeah. Good stuff. So you see, that one wasn't my fault. I didn't even do anything, but I'll take it. It's a good time.
All right.
So here's another story for you. Now this one was kind of my fault. Okay. Kind of. So like I mentioned before, Abby likes to go both ways, right? And she took us to a gay bar. I believe that bar is closed now. It was Crystal's, something like that. I've been there previously with other friends and with Abby and, it was a good time, good bar, good drinks, good music. And for 1 year for Halloween, we went out there. We went out to the gay bar with them. And my brother, Josie, he was with us this particular year. Josie was there with us. And I remember we go in and you know what? Now that I think about it, I think this was the same bar where CK got hit on. The one where the other guy bought him a drink and, and he's like, this is for my dance later. That story that CK told, I think it's the same bar. So anyways, we took Josie there and, we're hanging out, we're having drinks, we're having a good time. And then out of nowhere, Josie comes by. He just rushes me. It's like, dude, we need to go. We need to go now. What happened? Are you okay? Yeah, man. Yeah, but we gotta go. We gotta go now. What's going on, man? What happened? Somebody grabbed my ass, man. I gotta go. This fucked up, dude. I gotta go. It's like, what? No. What? Somebody grabbed Josie's ass. I don't recall if somebody pinched it, somebody cupped it. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm sure he does. He remembers it quite vividly. And he was pissed. He was mad. He doesn't know if it was a dude. He doesn't know if it was a chick. Because I guess when he turned around, there's so many people and, But I think, Josie, take the compliment, bro. So, somebody grabbed that ass. And, just roll with it, man. But, he never came out to a gay bar with us again. No, not, I don't think so. He probably goes by himself, though. I'm sure he does. Josie, I think you should confirm this. But, those good stuff.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
There's a lot of stories that take place in a bar. Quite a few. But, switching it up just a little bit, just a tad bit. A few years back, there was an event that came to Houston. They called it Something Wicked. And what Something Wicked was, and I say was because it doesn't exist anymore. They stopped doing it. They changed it up to some other event and it sucks now. But back then, they would bring multiple DJs from around the world. And it was basically a super concert. It was like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 DJs. And the one DJ would play for an hour and then they'd switch it up and then they'd switch it up. And they had 3 different stages. They had the main stage, side stage, and then the third stage for like smaller names, right? So something wicked. My wife and I, we enjoy that kind of music. And so when we heard about this event, we're like, yeah, let's check it out, see how it is. We went, we loved it. It was awesome. It was so much fun. So many people. Everybody was dressed up because, again, it was around Halloween season. It happened I believe it was Halloween weekend when it would take place. And so, yeah, everyone was in their Halloween costumes. It was a nice excuse for all the women to dress up in skimpy, slutty, sexy, revealing costumes. And it was eye candy galore. It was nice. So, yeah, when she was like, can we go again next year? Yes. Let's go again this year. So it was just eye candy everywhere, dudes. It was fun. It was great. Good times. Well, the first year that we went with a group of friends. It was a large group. I think that was the first time that we went to an event where the DJs were playing. And I went with a friend of mine from work came who also loved the music, and he was well experienced in this sort of events. So he came out to hang out, and he brought another friend, and he had a group of people who were really into this stuff. And we also met up with a friend of ours, Maria, who she also decided to show up. She was there with her boyfriend. And so we had this large group, right? And we met them and we just started partying. We're having a good time. We're buying drinks. We're enjoying the show. Good stuff. Really awesome. It's been, we're partying, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And then we find a spot where it's in the back of the main DJ stage, and we can still hear everything. And it was like under a tree, and we sat down. Our large group sat down under this tree, and we're just chilling. We're resting. We're just taking a little break. And I turn around, I look over, and I see one of the girls from the other group that I didn't know digging into Maria's top. She had a low cut top, and she's digging into them. And I'm looking over like, what the hell's going on? She's like, girl, are those for real? Are your boobs real? And she's like digging into them, trying to put her hand in between her boobs. And Maria was just like, yeah, they're real. What are you trying to do? And then the other girl, which again, I can't recall her name. But the other girl, she's like, I'm trying to pull them out. I want to see if they're real. I want to feel them. And fucking Maria is like, okay. He just popped them out of her shirt. And, it was a nice eye view. It was a nice, like, oh shit. And I could not believe this was happening. We're out in the open. There's thousands of people around us. And this girl just pulls out her titties. And it was awesome. It was great. And after the titties pop out, Maria was like, okay, your turn. And so she whips out the other girl's boobs. And it's like, damn, all right, this is tight, badass, awesome. I got a nice eye view. I saw the whole thing. I saw everything. And it is embedded into my mind. I'm closing my eyes right now when I can see them. One pair left, one pair on the right. I can see them. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was lovely. And, I don't recall exactly what happened after that. Mind is a blur. And it was just like nothing happened after that.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, please click on the link below and subscribe. Become a bro. And join the
Brochachos.
Subscribe.
Yeah, do it. You owe it to yourself. You've earned it. You sat through this far. You've earned it. Do it. need it. We need it. Come on, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. Love you guys.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. All right, all right, all right.
And it was so weird. It was like, all right, cool. They just wanted to see each other's boobs. They made out a little bit and then gone. End of the night, we're done. They went their way. Maria went her way. We went our way. We're done. End of the night. So yeah, that was fun. That was cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, 2 years after that, we went to the event again, right? Like we went to the year before, but this was 2 years after. So this was the third Something Wicked event. Good old reliable Abby. She decided that she wanted to come out. And, you know what it was? It was a 2-day event. They bumped it up to 2 days. They brought even more DJs. And my wife and I, of course, she wants to go, right? We bought our tickets. And I remember I had bought tickets for a friend of ours. I don't remember who it was, but she wanted to go. And last minute, she couldn't find a sitter. She couldn't make it. Sucks. So I was like, all right, I'm stuck with 3 tickets, 2-day events. Let's not put these to waste. We decided to bring our friend Amy. And last minute, she was like, I don't know how to dress on these events. What do I do at these events? And by this time, year 3, we were seasoned vets, more or less. And my wife, she's crafty, right? Like she likes the sewing and the making the costumes. She likes that stuff. So her and Amy, they go out, they buy materials at gUNzz. They slapped together a costume and it actually turned out really good. She was a Little Mermaid. They got a red wig for her. She did her makeup. They made a seashell bra. And they made some leggings that looked like mermaid skin, the green mermaid skin. And actually, she looked very good. And nothing really happened that day. We just hung out. We had fun. And Amy, she had a good time. She probably never wanted to do something like that again. She was more, of an introvert kind of girl, and that's fine. But day 2, good old reliable Abby, she decided to join us. And same thing. She's like, I don't know how to dress at these things. I don't know how to do this and that. Now, on day 2, it was Sunday. We had even less time to slap together a costume for her. So we went into my wife's wardrobe. She got a corset. She put it on, and the corset was a little too big. And she had some extra like tutus laying around. So she slapped together an outfit. Looked great. We go out there. We're having fun. We're enjoying the music. We're having some drinks. And I remember that it was towards the end of the night. We're at some DJ. We were like in front of the DJ, like 3rd row, like 3 rows behind. We were pretty deep in the sea of people. And I remember that I was trying to keep eye on both girls, right? Like they're having fun there, but of course I'm the guy, I'm with them, so I have to, keep an eye on both of them. And these girls are in front of me. They're dancing, they're jumping, they're going wild, they're having a great time. And suddenly I see Abby stop. She was jumping, she was dancing, she was moving around. And then I see her stop. So I turn to look and I see what she's doing. She's looking down and one of her boobs just popped out of the corset. And I saw everything. Yes. Another one. Yeah, that was nice. It was, oh yeah. So it pops out and then I see her like, bloop, just pushing it back in, adjust the corset and bam, back to the dancing, back to jumping. And it was like, okay, this didn't faze her. Her boob just popped out in this huge crowd of people. There was hundreds of people in this one stage, and she just, just popped it back in and back at it. Was that my fault? Was she white girl wasted? Maybe. Quite possibly. Maybe that was my fault. And that's okay. It worked out in the end. Yeah, so something wicked. I miss you. I wish you'd come back. It's gone. It's gone. And now that I think about it, yeah, it was the same event. That year, I was dressed up in, how do I put this? Do you remember the Blue Oyster Bar from the Police Academy? The black leather outfits with the assless leather chaps. And then the sleeveless jacket and the little hat that goes with that, kind of like, basically I look like the YMCA biker guy. And, oh yeah, I got a lot of attention from guys at this event. This something wicked event. A lot of dudes were like, "Hey, YMCA." And yeah, I would humor them. "Hey, YMCA." Yeah, and I even shaved my beard and I trimmed my mustache to look like the handlebar. Okay. That's basically the Hulk Hogan. Okay. The Hulk Hogan mustache, where it starts on your upper lip and it just goes all the way down until it touches your jawline. Okay. So just all the way down, nothing in the middle, nothing on the sides, just a handlebar mustache. And I definitely look like the YMCA guys. Okay. So I think I earned that attention. Horrible. That same night, with the one with Abby, we met up with two of our friends. They were at another stage, and our stage, they ended, the DJ finished, and we went to the other stage where our friends was at. And, over here at this other stage, it was, our friends, Tish and her husband. And, Tish, she was dressed up. She was dressed up for the event. She had some fishnets, on her legs. She had like some booty shorts, and those booty shorts, let me tell you, dude. Oh, this girl, she's got some cake. All right. She got some cake, and, she was definitely showing it off, and I did not mind at all. And so, we're hanging out there for maybe 10, 15 more minutes. That DJ ends, and I believe that was the last DJ of the night. So everybody starts walking out, the huge crowds just walking out towards the exit. Yeah, traffic was terrible, but worth it. Well worth it. Anyways, we're walking, and my wife, she goes next to Tish and her husband, and they're talking and they're walking, and I'm walking directly behind them, and I'm walking next to Abby. And Abby and I, we're chit-chatting, and we're looking ahead, and Tish showing off that cake. Abby's like, "Damn, that girl, she's got some booty." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know. And she's like, "Oh, I just want to go up there and slut that, Oh, I wish I could take a picture." And I'm like, "You want to take a photo? Take a photo." I'm sure she won't mind. She's a cool chick. Tish. Yeah, she's a cool chick. And she's like, "Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Give me your phone." So I took her phone, and I thought I'd be slick. And, I just kind of put it down here, and I've got it ready. Push the button to take the photo, and you see the flash just whoosh, just all up on Tish's ass. And I was like, "Oh, shit."
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bro!
Do you want to help underprivileged bald men whose hair has fallen one by one? If you subscribe today, a hair will grow back on CK's head.
For every
one click,
for every like, for every follow, you can make a difference on that bald, shiny head. Subscribe now.
Please, if you don't want my brother B to start looking like CK over there, please subscribe. He's heading that way. With every subscribes, you can get a follicle on that balding head of his. Bing.
Do us all a favor. Subscribe.
Her boyfriend's going to turn around. He's going to beat my ass. He's going to beat my ass. They didn't notice. They just kept walking. They kept talking. And I'm like, oh, yes. Good wife. She's entertaining them. They had no clue that I'd taken a picture. And, yeah, and I gave the phone back to Abby, and Abby was very appreciative. It was a nice photo. I might have to ask her if she still got that. I want to take a look. But, yeah. Maybe a creeper move on my end. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, sure. But, good story. Good story. Yeah. Hey, don't judge. I was young, okay? I was young. We're just having fun, okay? That's what Halloween's all about, right? Yeah, so we're still cool. So let's switch it up a little bit. Instead of a party, instead of a big-ass rave, instead of a bar, this time it was at a convention. It was an anime convention, if I don't recall. And they used to do this convention around Halloween time as well. So every year it would be like, do I want to go to this anime convention called Onicon, or do I want to go to something wicked? Usually something wicked would win, but we'd go to Onicon a couple times, especially when they change the date, not on that Halloween weekend. They do it like the week before. Then we would start going to it a little bit more. And these conventions, they're fun in their own different kind of way. Everyone's dressed up as anime characters, and everyone's there to shop and chit chat and just have a good time. Now, me, I like some animes, okay? The Japanese animes, I like some of them. I'm not a huge super fan, but I like a good chunk of them, right? Now, I don't like them enough to the point where I'm going to dress up, okay? But my sister, she is really into them. And she really wanted to go one year because she's never been. And, I've told her before what Onicon is like. And so she wanted to go. And one year I bought her a ticket, and me and my wife, we all went. And my sister, she wanted to dress up. And she wanted me to dress up with her. Why did I have to dress up with her? She could just dress up, go and have a good time, have fun. But no, she wanted to dress up, and she wanted me to dress up with her. She was a chicken. She was chicken shit. She didn't want to go dressed up by herself. I was like, all right, sister, I'll go with you. I'll dress up. You find whatever you want to dress up as, and I'll find a character from that anime to dress up as well. And that way we can be from the same anime. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. And she decided on Final Fantasy, the Turks, Reno, and Rude. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, they are like a secret service kind of, they're basically thugs for, for a company. And they are dressed up in black suits. And her character has wild red hair, and the character's kind of nutty and like, oh yeah, super energetic kind of guy. And I went with Rude, who was basically the serious guy. He was the strong-faced guy, just kind of frown, doesn't talk too much. It was perfect. It was good. It was a great fit for me. So I went with the strong and silent character. The problem was that character is bald. I have a head full of hair. CK would have been perfect for this role, but he was bald and he was black. I contemplated shaving my head just for this, but that contemplation didn't last very long. I decided to go with a bald cap. So, we went out to the store, we bought a bald cap, we bought some paint and some makeup and this and that. And I think I bought 2 bald caps, one to try, one to experiment with and put it on and see how good I can make it look. And the second one was a real deal. So I remember I took the cap and I put it on, and, I did the whole tuck in the hair, and I did the makeup, and I'm trying to color or with makeup, the scalp, the head, to make it match my skin tone. We realized a couple mistakes that we made, And, we were like, okay, we know how to do this now. Don't do that. When we do the real thing, we got this. Spoiler alert. We didn't have this. So the day came, I put on my outfit, I put on the bald cap, and, we do the makeup as best as possible. And it actually didn't look bad. It didn't look too bad. You can tell that it was a bald cap, but it didn't look too bad. We go to the event and we're walking around. Now, the outfit that I'm wearing is basically, it's a suit and tie. Okay. Like a suit and tie, like a Men in Black. It was, the slacks. I had the white shirt, long sleeve. I had the dress jacket on, and I had a tie on, and then I had some sunglasses on and my bald cap. That's what I look like. And we took a couple photos, me and my sister. And my sister, she did the hair for this wig. She did everything. She looked great. She looked awesome. And she got a lot of compliments at this convention. And it was kind of funny because whenever we would go somewhere, I'd walk up to like a booth or something, and the person would look at me and be like, "Oh, who are you supposed to be?" And then my sister, who's dressed up as Reno, walks up right next to me and says, "Oh, Reno! Oh, Reno and Rude! Now they recognize me. They know who I am." It's like, okay, cool, great. I'm your accessory. I was my sister's accessory. And that couldn't be any more true. Because otherwise, I just look like a bald Secret Service guy. And my sister was the character that everyone recognized. And that was fine. I'm good with that. That's no problem. We're walking around. There's hundreds of people in this convention. I'm wearing a jacket. I'm hot. I start sweating. My makeup starts coming off. It becomes more and more evident that I'm wearing a bald cap. And we took several pictures that looked really good. And then some of the pictures at the end, they looked rough. They were like, oh, there's the line. You can see the makeup. You can see barrels of sweat going down the side of my face. It was bad. It was really bad. And I tried to fix it as best I could. I'd go to the restroom. I'd dab myself down. There was nothing I could do. I had to take off the cap. I was sweating way too much. It wasn't stopping. So I took off the bald cap, and now I'm just a dude in a suit and tie with some messy hair, wearing sunglasses, walking around, even next to my sister, who still looked great in her Reno costume. I was unrecognizable. Nobody knew who I was anymore. It's like, man, this sucks. So I started to just walk around, and I kept going. We kept doing our thing. And I kind of stopped taking the photos because I was no longer in costume, right? So whatever. And eventually I would start posting up next to these booths because, some of these booths I had no interest in, right? Like my sister would go in, she'd look around. My wife would go in, she'd look around, and I didn't have really any interest in it. So I'd post up outside of the booth and just kind of stand there. And I swear some people would walk by and they'd be like, ooh, he's security or something. Cause I'd get that stare, you'd be like, I get that stare that where people are like, oh, don't steal anything. That look where they give you the side eye. I was getting quite a few of those. I was like, all right. People think I'm security. All right. I kept doing it for every single booth that we went to. I just started doing it, just posting up. And I'd keep getting the side eye. And so since I wasn't in costume anymore, it was my way of entertaining myself. So, it's whatever. I had fun. I don't give a shit. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Oh, yeah. So I got one more last story for today. It's going to be at another bar. Okay. So yeah, I used to go to a lot of bars. Yeah. Back in the day. Now, this one, I went to the bar with my friend, one of my best friends from since like middle school, dude. I know his family, I know his siblings, I know his parents, and they're basically like my second family. So we went out to a bar with them on Halloween, and we've been to this bar before. They played live music. I believe it was Abe's, the bar. So we went to this bar. I was dressed up as the the Joker that year. And I had taken my time with this costume. This was before the Dark Knight movie came out, and then the Joker costume became popular. Okay. I had custom made my own Joker costume. I bought some white pants, and I bought a Halloween costume for a doctor with a long white coat. And I bought some dye, right? Like some coloring dye. And I colored the white pants and the white jacket. I colored the white jacket to look purple. So I colored these because I couldn't find a jacket. I couldn't find a Joker jacket anywhere online. I couldn't find it in stores. It was just non-existent at the time. So I made my own. I went to like Macy's or something. I got myself an orange long sleeve. I bought some ribbon to wrap it around and make myself that long bow tie that the Joker wears. And I did my own face paint, and I took some hair color stuff, and I colored my hair green. I went all out for this costume, and not to toot my own horn, I looked awesome. Okay. One of my favorite Halloween costumes, which I did there. And yeah, I took pride in that. And so we went to the bar. We're having a good time. My friend's brother is dressed up as the Reno 911 guy with the short booty shorts. And, he's like, "Oh, the Joker, I'm going to arrest you," blah, blah, blah. And, we just had a good time there. And, they were having a Halloween costume contest. And so I remember that some guy was walking around, and I see this guy coming towards our table. And, I didn't say anything, but I see him coming. And then he leans in and he's like, "Hey, you've been selected to go up on stage for the Halloween costume contest." Okay, cool. Awesome. And, I guess he liked my costume. And, the night goes on. We're having drinks. The time came. It was like midnight or something. And all the people that were selected go up on stage. I was at the end of it. I don't remember how many people. It had to be like 10 people. And they were all in costume, of course. And I remember I was second to last. Up on stage. And the costume that I was next to was a giant box. Okay. Some girl cut out a giant box and she painted it to look like a Barbie doll box, like a toy, right? And she was inside of it and she looked like a Barbie doll. And it was a really nice costume, very creative. It was very cool. And she was all dolled up, and it was a fun costume. It was a very good costume. And I'm up on stage next to this box. And then I'm next to another guy who just so happens to be dressed up as the Joker as well. It's like, all right, cool. Homemade. He got the wig. He got the paint. He did his own thing. Very similarly, because again, the Joker costume didn't exist at the time. Not really. And he did his own thing. And personally, I think I look better than him, but whatever. But I was nice to the dude. Like, "Oh man, that's a nice costume." He's like, "Yeah, man, I really like yours." And it was cool. It was nice. And so we're up on stage, and they're going down the line, and like, this is Spider-Man, this is whoever, right? And they're, everybody's cheering for them, and whoever gets the loudest cheer wins. And so they're going down the line, and then the girl next to me in the box, she steps forward and she does her little sing and dance, right? And she's like, "Woo, yeah," turning around. The crowd is going nuts for her. They love her costume. And like I said, it was a really good costume. So she steps back and she kind of runs into me. And I'm like, "Oh shit. Okay. So let me get out of the way of the box." And I kind of step back so this girl in the box doesn't trip over. Now, granted, she can't see me and she couldn't feel me because she's in the fucking box, right? So she probably didn't even know that she bumped into me. So I took a step back, and then they're like, "And the last contestant over here is the Joker." And the guy next to me, he's raising his hand and the crowd's going nuts for him. And I'm like, "Oh, did you say the last one? Fuck. All right." When I heard that, I got next to the other Joker at the end, but I guess it was too late, because by that time the announcer was like, "And I think we have our winner. The box, the fucking Barbie doll won." And I was just kind of standing there like, oh, okay. all right, whatever. And it kind of sucked, but it was fine. I didn't really care about the contest, to be honest with you. I was just there to have a good time and have fun. I was up on stage and I'm just, yeah, that's cool. So, I had fun. It's whatever. Fucking box won. It was a good costume. But still, I remember that damn box. That punk ass box. Well, anyways, that's all that I got for you today. Please check us out at www.thesfiles.com, where you can listen to a bunch of fun stories between CK and I. We got a bunch of fun and different type of episodes. We talk about a whole bunch of different topics and whatever's on our minds and Halloween stuff. And come check us out. While you're at it, you can also check us out on Patreon, where we also put up bloopers. And trust me, there are tons and tons of bloopers. We fuck up all the time. They're really fun. It's a really fun watch, and it would also help support the show. And that would be awesome. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at the SA Files. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast, we are there. Except for fucking Pandora. It's been weeks. It's been months. Pandora still hasn't accepted us. Dickheads. I have no clue why. Assholes, man. Shit. There's no reason. No reason, right? I don't know. Pandora. Get your shit together, man. Well, anyways, I hope you had a good time tonight. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Have a safe and happy Halloween. This is BogusBird signing out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.